Hi, beautiful people. My name is Kayla Noel, and today we're going to be talking about my June TBR. So, I am a PhD student, so I don't have that much time to read, and I definitely went through a 4 month slump, for lack of a better term, because I didn't have the time and I didn't have the patience to read books when I was trying to finish my coursework. So now that I'm almost done my coursework and I'll just be doing research, I have a lot more time to read and to listen to audiobooks. So we're going to be going through my 13 book TBR just because I have a reading goal of 100 books and I'm very behind. So I need to read 13 books a month in order to meet that goal. So we got some good ones on here. Starting off strong with Akatar. I know I haven't read it yet, but I'm on book 2. So the first book I read most of my books on my Kindle. So the first book I have is A Court of Mist and Fury. Um, I started the book in May, but I haven't finished it yet. So I'm planning to finish that in June and go on to the second book, which is A Court of Wings and Ruin. I don't know why the title page looks like that on my Kindle, but yeah, that's the second book that I want to read. The next book on my TBR is Divine Rivals. I've heard a lot about this book on like TikTok and stuff, and I just never got the chance to read it. And I'm pretty sure it's YA, which I like YA books, if you couldn't tell, because I don't like spice, so I love a YA book. In Akatar, I've just been skipping over anything that's relatively spicy, but it hasn't been too bad yet. So Divine Rivals is my next read. The next book on my TBR is Onyx Storm. I've read the first two books, and if you watch Shits and Gigs, he's been doing recaps of the first two books, and it made me really, really desperate to read the third book, so I know what's going on before he does his recap. So I am going to read Onyx Storm this month. This is a definite. I already have it on loan from my library, so I'm definitely reading this one this month. The next book on my TBR is Bloodmarked, which is the second book in the Legendborn trilogy. I have already read this book, but I'm doing a reread so I can read the third book in the trilogy and remember everything that's happened. And the third book is the next book on my TBR, which is Oathbound. So that I want to read Bloodmarked and Oathbound this month. I've been really looking forward to this. I just have not had the time. Legendborn is my favorite book of all time. It's literally, I love it so much. I love King Arthur retellings, so this book is perfect for me. I literally love it. I resonate with Bree so much. I would love to be her. Not all the murdering and the other stuff, but just the descendant of King Arthur would be so cool. But yeah, Oathbound is the next book of my TBR. So this month is June. So, and I have a goal to read one nonfiction book a month because I mainly read fiction and fantasy type books. So my nonfiction book this month is on Juneteenth because it's June and I just thought it was a good thing to read this month. So yeah, on Juneteenth is my next read. It's a nonfiction book. I think it's about somebody's story or the history of Juneteenth. So I'm excited to read this month, probably on Juneteenth because I have the day off. So yeah, the next book on my series or on my list is The Pretties. It's the second book in the Ugly series, which I read in like January, but I haven't again had the chance to go back to it. So the next book is The Pretties, and I plan to finish this whole series. I got into it because of the movie that came out. I wanted to read the books before I watched the movie, so I still have yet to watch the movie, but yeah, next book is The Pretties. So the next book on my TBR is not like the movies. It's a continuation of Lynn Painter's book, Better Than the Movies, and I really, really like that movie. I really like YA rom-com type books, so this is nothing like the movies, and I'm very excited to read that this month. Okay, the next book on my TBR is The Alchemist. Honestly, I'm reading this because one of my good friends is watching the show Full Metal Alchemist, and when you Google The Philosopher's Stone, this book comes up, not like my favorite book, which is The Alchemist, The Secrets of the Immortal Life of Nicholas Flamel, which is a similar like retelling of the story of the Philosopher's Stone. But I wanted to read this one because I guess this is like where it all started, like all the alchemy mythology or whatever. So I kind of want to read it. So that's why I picked this one. So this next one is really niche, I feel like I should say. My mom, me and my mom have these weird, not weird, but like we like things like Stitch or like the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon. And one of the like mythical creatures that my mom really likes is Cthulhu, that was created by H.P. Lovecraft. So the next book on my series is The Call of Cthulhu because I've always wanted to know the story behind this octopus like mythical creature that my mom loves so much. So that's the next one on my TBR. The next book on my TBR is a book that I got recommended to on TikTok. So follow me on TikTok, Kayla Noel on TikTok. But I posted a book about TikTok about if you like this book, read this. And somebody commented for me to read an author called Jane Nicole, and she's from the DMV area, which I am from the DMV area. So I was like, of course, let me read it. So one of the books on my TBR this month is called His Best Shot. And I just chose this one just because it was the most rated one. It had the most ratings. So I was like, let me see what this is about. I think it has 4.5 ratings on Goodreads. So I'm gonna read this just because it was recommended in my comments, and I actually read and listen to what you guys put in my comments. So if you have any book recommendations, please comment them down below, or follow me on TikTok and comment them on TikTok, and I will try to read them. But yeah. Okay, the last book on my TBR is called Home is Where the Bodies Are. And one thing about me is I love a mystery thriller book, especially YA, because it's not too gory. So Home is Where the Bodies Are, I'm pretty sure is a YA mystery thriller type book. I'm really excited to read them because all of these are thrillers, all of these books right here. Most of my books contain rom-com, mystery, not mystery, fantasy, and mystery. That's really it. So I'm really excited to add a mystery book this month because I have a very fantasy loaded month, so this will give me a good palette cleanser between that. But yeah, those are the books that I will, fingers crossed, get through in June. And when I do my June reading recap, we're gonna see if I actually got through all of those books this month. Fingers crossed for me because I still am in 2 classes and I'm doing research, and I try my hardest to have a social life, but my social life these days consists of reading because I really want to get back into reading. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you'll stick around later this month to see if I actually finished all of these books. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.